All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live. Essentially, what we do on this channel is we cold call real estate. We are acquisition pros, and we cold call off-market mobile home parks primarily is the asset class we're focusing on right now. Just because there's a lot of upside in that market, that asset class. It's kind of underlooked for the most part when it comes to institutional investors look there, but it's a great way. It's a great asset class for us to get in. It's a lower barrier to entry than, let's say, a multifamily building, and we're buying in the best markets of Florida. So we're still able to buy in the best markets, but it's significantly cheaper to buy a 50 pad deal or unit deal mobile home park than it would be a 50 unit apartment building. So again, we're going to make cold calls today. That's what we do. We're the acquisitions team. I run the acquisitions team. So a lot of outbound cold calls, follow up calls, essentially moving that needle forward. So of conversations and trying to get more deals uh, under contract. Now, the video is titled Wholesaler, and the more I think about it, I mean, yes, technically, I wholesale deals or I sign deals that we don't want, and we kind of came up with the business model of like, hey, let's go out and find everything we can. And if we don't want it, let's see if we could maybe assign the contract and make some cash. And so we do both. I mean, right now we have 78 or 80 units under contract that we are buying ourselves. So, I have 80 units, it's about $3.5 million worth of real estate that I will have equity in. And then we have about $160,000 in wholesale fees or assignments under contract. So liquid cash under contract that's closing. We've got actually I've got more than that. I got a deal closing next week, but that'll be 60,000. Then I've got a deal closing middle of May, which is 50,000. Then 270,000, about $180,000 in contracts that will take cash in rather than equity. And so essentially that's just what I built up my business, and I've been rather successful at it. So, and again, the action that I've done has been always through cold calling, and that's why I want to share this with you and help you as well. I got a smart board over here that I need to hang. It's 200 pounds, so it's a process. So I need help with that. So we're gonna get that hung up, and once I have that up, it'll be great. But I have a whiteboard behind me, and I started underwriting deals and sharing deal breakdowns as I'm going through conversations of deals. That way, you can see what my brain is thinking. I can share with you what I'm doing that will help. So again, just trying to help where I can. Also, I want to make note that eventually I won't be posting these calls on YouTube anymore. I'll still be going live every day, but I'm in the process of creating my own school community. Essentially, I just want to be able to interact with you a little bit better than I can on YouTube. So if you see value in that and you want to be a part of my school community, comment below school, SKOOL. And if you'd be interested in joining my community, again, we're in just the beginning stages of that, but we would be cold calling every day there. I'd be doing live Q&As, webinars on how to go out and find your first deal, how to go out and wholesale a deal, whether you're residential, commercial, multifamily, whatever the asset class. I want to help you guys, kind of ramp up your acquisitions. So let's get started. Oh, hold on. Let me share this first. And this is the other thing. I wouldn't have to worry about sharing it on Facebook, all that stuff. I could just go to post it in my school community. You guys can log in for the day and dial right alongside with me if you wanted. All right, cool. Okay, we're live. Post. Okay, sweet. All right, now let's start dialing. I want to make sure my headphones connected here. Again, one of the primary reasons I have wear headphones, one, the call quality is a lot better, obviously, but two, there are some laws regarding there's some recording laws, and so I'm not allowed to, in certain states, I'm not allowed to publicly record the call. It's essentially just not allowed. So, all right, let's see here. All right, let's see. I need my. Need my PowerPoint. All right, there we go. Gotta have my PowerPoint up for my. I gotta have my script up. Okay, sweet. I like that deal. Yes. Hi. Good morning. Is this by chance the owner of the mobile home park here on Ashley Road in San Antonio? Oh, okay, great. My name is Spencer Davidson. I'm actually with X Acquisitions. We work a lot with mobile home park investors, as well as we own a handful of parks, primarily in Florida ourselves. But we're actively looking in the San Antonio market at this time to potentially buy a park. And I was curious if you might be open to receiving an offer, or kind of what your thoughts were. Okay, so at this time wouldn't even entertain an offer or even looking at one. Okay, I understand. When they're a great asset, I get it. When things are good, things are good. So, okay, well, if anything does change, don't hesitate to reach out. We like I said, we own 21 parks in Florida. We have to deploy some capital rather quickly. So, we're just trying. Not a lot on the market, so unfortunately, have to call owners directly, which isn't fun for either of us. so, so, okay. Well, again, I appreciate it. We'll circle back maybe down the road, but otherwise, don't hesitate to reach out if anything changes. All right. Have a good day. Bye bye. Right, not interested. Okay. Sometimes they're just not interested. But the good news is I have their number. It's the right number. Now I just need to follow up here. I'm gonna give her maybe a couple months and call her up. Be like, hey, call back. So one of the things I want to preface, if that's the right word in the sentence, I'm trying to think. Yeah, one of the things I really want to hit on when I'm calling, you got to understand the objective of the call. And so a lot of people make the mistake of when they're calling, they don't really understand why they're calling. She's not going to sign a contract with me today. That's for sure a fact. So when you're calling and you're in the mindset of calling, you got to understand what the purpose of the call is. For me, the purpose of the call is to see if she wants an offer. That's it. So if that's the goal, I better make sure that I ask, hey, would you be open to receiving an offer? A lot of people in sales make this mistake. It's like, well, what is the objective? It's to get a sale. Not necessarily. It's to see if they would be open, or it's to see if you can book an appointment. It's to see if they can come into the store. Like, you have to understand your objective of the call. Otherwise, you'll never be able to progress that lead into what you need, progress that lead into, the closing the deal or the sale or whatever product you have. I see that mistake all the time. It's like when I sold real estate, I sold real estate for 8 years or 7 to 8 years. Yeah, I was a broker for 3 and an agent for 5. And I crushed listing. Like, I get a lot of for sale by owners and expired listings. And the reason is because, and I'd go on maybe 20 listing appointments in a single month. And the reason was because I knew the objective of the cold call was to book a listing appointment, not necessarily to convince them to use my services over the phone, because I knew that wouldn't happen. But I knew if I could get in their living room, I could then close them on using our services. And so I knew on the phone, it was the first thing I had to do was obviously qualify, which they were qualified. They were trying to sell their home on their own. They have a house, they have the product to sell, right? But I knew, rather than pitching them my services and going through all this detail and their pricing in their house, my goal is just, okay, how do I get a listing appointment? How can I schedule a time to come to the house and then go through all that information and in a detail and in a depth to then close the deal? And so that's why I booked a tremendous amount of listing appointments and then converted quite a bit, was because I knew the objective of the call. And that is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I would, heed to anybody in any sales industry, is like, know your objective. Anyways, let's see. Follow up. Not interested at all. Next call. Open. And that's the name of the game. Like, the name of the game is building out your pipeline. And so you have to have a pipeline so full that your problems pale in comparison, right? And that's kind of like I think that's a Grant Cardone quote, but it's a big pipeline solves all the problems. And so if you think you're going to get one and done calls, it happens, but it's very rare. And so in order to be successful in any business, especially this one, your pipeline has to be so fat of just opportunity. And even though she said she's not interested today, it doesn't mean she won't be interested in 2 months. Because let's say she has a septic issue that pops up and it costs a lot of money to fix. She doesn't want to deal with it. Or let's say, a situation happens in her life where she just can't handle running the park anymore. I get that all the time. And so, that's why it's so important to build out your pipeline and follow up. Like, if I discarded that call or that lead, that would just be stupid. I should have gotten her email. That's the one thing I messed up on. I didn't get her email. Okay. So messed up on that. Shame on me. Maybe I'll have to do like 20 push-ups or something for that. Yes. Hi, good morning. Is this Jackie by chance? Oh, hey, Jackie. My name is Spencer Davidson. I'm actually the head of acquisitions over here at X Acquisitions. We primarily work a lot with mobile home park investors, as well as we own a handful of parks. Wouldn't be interested in selling your park at this time, or even just looking at an offer. I understand you wouldn't, be interested in necessarily selling. Would you even entertain or look at an offer at this time, or? Oh, nice. Gotcha. No, absolutely, Jackie. That sounds good. I understand. I can definitely circle back down the road if anything changes. Yep. All right. Thanks, Jackie. Yep. Bye bye. Horrible intro. Horrible intro. Like, terrible. That was my fault. I saved it kind of at the end. Like, you wouldn't even look at an offer, turn down big offers. Call back. I'm going to call him back in 30 days. Horrible intro. Like again, I should every time I have a bad call, I'm gonna just like do push-ups or something. I need to get back into shape anyways. All right, hold on. Need a pen. Find a freaking pen, man. There we go. Oh, there we go. There's my pen. Of course. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do my push-up count. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Every time I do a bad call, I'm gonna do 10 push-ups. So that was I didn't get her, or every time I don't listen to the script, I'm gonna do 10 push-ups. Okay, so I'm gonna tally it. So the first and second call I didn't do. So an X equals 10. So that's 2 X's right there. That's 20 push-ups I have to do so far because I did not follow my script to a T. Let's see here. Let's see, copy that. I'm going to copy this here. Also, I appreciate those who watch. We're working on the studio, so I'm posting this in my Slack channel real quick. All right, cool. Back to it. So I have to do 20 push-ups. Right, so follow up. I'm gonna call him back. Thanks for getting some connects. That's good. It's good. All right, on to the next one. $5 million for that? Are you valuing the land more than what are we doing here? She's gotta be valuing the land. Oh God. Didn't you just Huh. There's no way that's not a flood zone. Well, we gotta check this real quick. So if you're looking at doing a deal, and especially in Florida, I'm always checking flood zones because if it's in a flood zone, that could kill a deal. And this one actually isn't too bad. Wow. Okay. Um, 26 lots, 100 feet of waterfront. There's 26. All right, so contact made. On to the next. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I think this person called me back the other day. All right, so I get an idea of who. Okay, so I called them a couple days ago. No answer. Would have been on Friday. Okay. I gotta call tire place. Blew out my tire last week. I gotta get that fixed. Okay, well, that's definitely not the owner. Somebody was 12. right. No answer. Yeah. Throw them in the no contact made pile. This is another important reason why this is okay. You need a CRM. I don't care if you're just getting started out or whatever. You need a CRM and you can't use Google Sheets or a piece of paper or whatever because you'll never keep track. I have thousands of properties here. If I don't have that stuff organized, I won't ever remember to call them back. So if you don't have a CRM, I'd highly recommend using Dotem, which is for a very long time in the beginning of my real estate career. I am not sponsored by. I'm just telling you what I would do. So let's see. Oh man. Okay. Huh. Well, all right. Let's see if we get some more people to answer here. Come on. All right. Okay. Let's see. We'll circle back. Okay. All right. Cool. On the next one. Yeah. Let's see. Take them into the load. Okay. Yeah. That one's too expensive. That deal doesn't work. So essentially, I'm hitting follow-ups right now on so I have a frontline team that mass blast, and then I hit follow-up. So that's essentially what I do to kind of move the needle, to move the conversation forward. And so, all right, 300K for that. Okay, great. All right, give me 1 sec. I'm going to be right back. I got to make a call, a personal call here. Got to get my tire fixed. So give me 1 sec. All right, we're back. Okay, let's see here. Not interested in selling. All right, we'll give him a call back. All right. Answer. All right, contact. Okay. Come on, let's get somebody here. Started out strong. All right, let's see. Where do you get that? Odd. All right, let's see. 7. Right. Let's see. Yeah, hi, good morning. Is this by chance the owner of the mobile home park here on Weed Street in Houston? All right, guess not. Let's see. sir. Let's see here. That's annoying. Trying to, figure out how to follow up with these people. Oh, there we go. All right. Right. right, so we'll get working through the rest of these new ones here. Okay. Okay, warm. Let's go warm leads here. Okay, yeah. All right, let's see. Not the time he wants to sell it, so go back to contact made. Okay. Where to qualify? See realistic. No. Let's go back to contact made. Cleaning out this pipeline here. Let's see. I got an appointment with them. Send Taylor. Okay. To contact made. It's horrible. Ouch. Okay. Okay. All right. Contact made. All right. I got all the answers here. Let me see here. Oh, come on. Wi-Fi is acting slow. Let's see. I'm a residential agent trying to get my first deal. I wholesaled a house a while back, but want to get more listings. This is helpful. That's awesome. Cool, man. That's awesome. I love to hear that. Like, subscribe. If you're a residential real estate agent, what I would, let's see. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Let's see. Are you wanting to get more real estate listings or wholesale? Cold calling can help. Scenarios, cold calling can help. But yeah, dude. So, I was a residential agent for 8 years. I was an agent for 5, broker for 3. In my last year, I sold real estate. Personally closed 57 homes, just under 17 million in volume, all from cold calling, for sale by owners and expired listings. So that's the skill that I built. Actually transitioned over into real estate acquisition. to where now I'm getting equity in deals, wholesaling deals. And the reason I left being a broker was just because of I didn't like all the red tape. If I wanted to buy a deal, I want to buy a deal. If I want to sell a deal, I want to sell a deal. And my job as a real estate agent was there's a fiduciary responsibility to obviously do the best for the client. Where sometimes I wanted to be the client, I want the best deal possible, and so that's why I ended up not doing it because I now as somebody who's in acquisitions where it's either flipping a deal or buying a deal, I'm trying to get the lowest possible price, even if I know that there's meat on the bone. Like that's my job is to get as much meat on the bone as possible. Okay, let's see here. There we go. All right, so I gotta pop this up here real quick. I got a follow-up call I need to make. There it is. This door as well. Yeah. Okay, and then you own. You own the one in Graham. Okay. So I gotta figure out where this is. Oh, really close to each other. Nice. Okay, cool. Let me give him a call. I wonder which one he talked. Which one did he call him? This one? Nope. Okay. Must have been this one. Nope. Weird. Yeah. Hi, Gordon. Hey, Gordon. This is Spencer Davidson circling back with X Acquisitions regarding your mobile home parks here in the Graham and Haw River market. Yeah, just touching base here. You actually spoke with one of my associates regarding your three parks and how you potentially might be open to an offer at this time. If the right offer came along, you might be open to selling. So I just wanted to verify there's a total of 173 pads. Now, are there 173 homes? Is it completely full or? Oh, great. And that they're all tenant owned. That's right? Okay, great. And then I know on the utilities, I believe it was city water. Let's see here, city water sewer, or was it well septic? Okay, gotcha. Okay, good. And then we primarily own the market. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. 400. Oh wow. Okay. So okay, so if we're at 300 times 173, so roughly 620,000, roughly bringing in gross income a year. No, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm just trying to come up with a thought process here for us on how we would look at coming up with an offer. So, I mean, would you be? Let's see. And again, I'm just verbally talking with you here, and I'm open for feedback. But based on, let's say that was roughly what you're bringing in, and I know you're not at the office, but I mean, would you be open to an offer around 5 million? Okay, gotcha. Hmm. Sure. No, I get that for sure. I I understand that. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Mhm. Yeah, it'd basically just be the property taxes and insurance, general liability, and any infrastructure there on site. So I understand that completely. Again, I that's why I wanted to reach out. I mean, one, I want to let you know that we are serious about your portfolio here. I mean, we're very interested. Um, you know, okay, sure, okay, yeah, right. Sure. No, absolutely. I get it. I get it completely. There's a lot of people right now in the market trying to buy parks and we're one of them. I will say not everybody, tends to be the real deal. What I noticed. But I get it. Right, right. Right. No, it looks like a great park. I mean, they all three look like great parks, and that's why definitely want to try and do something here. Okay, okay. So again, I know you're not in any rush, and we can definitely circle back. But before I let you go, I mean, any thoughts to 6 million? I mean, would that is there any interest at that number? Okay. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to know. Again, sure, sure. No, I understand completely. Um, okay, gotcha. No, that sounds good. I understand. I guess I'll let you go here. But do you have a good email where I could just send a follow up with some of our information, so just so you have it. And that way, if anything does change, you know who to call, and again, you can kind of review what we currently own, and that way you kind of know, hey, you're dealing with somebody who actually does own a handful of parks and could potentially buy your deal if it came to that point. Okay, okay, I can give you a phone call. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, well, I appreciate it, Gordon. Yes, sir. Have a good day. Bye. All right, so we're gonna do a quick deal breakdown. I don't know if you can see this or not. But I like this asset a lot, and I came up. Let's see, how can I do this? Bring the whiteboard over. Let's see how we can do this. All right. Can y'all see that? Kind of. All right, deal breakdown. Let's get some better colors than that. Maybe use purple. I don't know. All right, so this deal, I like this deal a lot. I'm not going to disclose the location because, we're trying to buy it. So it'd be 173 lots, all tenant-owned homes, which is I like because I know the expenses are going to be lower. Okay, I want to make sure you guys can see that. All right, so we got 173 lots, all tenant-owned homes, which is great because that's going to lower the expenses. And lot rent is at $300 a month, so we're going to break that down here. All right, so a way to do some quick back of the napkin math is I'm going to take 173 lots times $300 a month is $51,900 a month in gross income, and I'm going to times that by 12. That would be $622,000 a year in it. Well, it's actually $622,800 per year in gross operating income. And so when I take a look at this, and I look at the expense ratio, so when we buy an asset like this, our property taxes will skyrocket because this owner has owned it for a very long time. And so when we buy it, the county's going to come back out, reassess the sale. Usually it's like 70% of the sales price is what or maybe 80%, depending on the county or city. So, our property taxes will increase quite a bit. So they're going to assess the property roughly at, 3/4 or 70% of the actual sales price. Now, so knowing our property taxes are going to increase, although it's all tenant-owned homes, so maintenance is going to be relatively low. I'm conservatively meaning I'm giving the seller the benefit of the doubt here by saying it's only going to be 35% for expenses. It's probably going to be more like 40 or 45. But let's just say for the seller's benefit, it's going to be 35%. And so what I'm offering, this is what I'm looking at. Okay. So the net operating income then is going to be $4,820 per year. That's what we would call the NOI. All right. That's the NOI on the deal. And so how I came up with the $5 million offer is like, okay, what would be a good deal? What would be a favorable deal in this marketplace for a deal this size to see if there's any interest in how I come up with that number. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just dividing that NOI by 8%, because if I paid cash for this deal, it would be an 8% return on my money, which we're not. We'd use leverage, we'd use bank financing, but in this market, an 8 cap is a pretty good deal right now. Brokers are listing at 4 and 5 caps, and again, cap is short for capitalization rate. What would my rate of return be if I paid cash on the property? So if I wanted 8% return and I paid cash and this was my final return, I would just divide this number by 8%, right? And that's going to give me a purchase price of $5,250,000. I know if I get this deal at $5 million, we could buy this all day long. We would buy this all day long. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to work with the lighting here a little bit. I know if we were to have this deal at $5 million, let's see if this helps. Does that help at all? Is that worse or better? It's a little better. Okay. I know if we bought this deal at $5 million, this is a deal all day long. So that's why I was felt comfortable verbally offering $5 million. So now if we look at what it would actually be on the breakdown, as far as what would it look like with debt, we would put 35% down on this deal, which would be 1.7 million. So money down would equal 1.7 million. Okay. All right. And then so if we had 5 million minus 1.7, we would have 3.3 million. We'll call this debt. Would be $3.3 million. All right, so if we have $3.3 million in debt on this deal, and let's say we have it at we can get the debt at a 7% rate. This is a 30-year AM. I will times that by 0.0825. Again, this is just rough back in the napkin math. So my annual debt service is going to be $272,000. That's how much the loan will cost me. Okay, in debt service, DS. Okay, so if I take the net operating income of $104,820, this is how I'm going to determine my cash flow. I take the net operating income and I got to subtract it from the debt service. $272,250. Give me an NOI or a cash flow. I'm sorry. This is cash flow. $132,570. All right, so that would be my cash flow. So that's income. That is the money in my pocket after I pay all my expenses and my debt. So if I need to divide that number by our down payment amount, which would be 1.7 million. And in this deal, we would probably bring an extra $200,000, maybe $300,000 just in capital reserves in case anything happened. However, it's all tenant owned, so we don't have to do a lot there. However, if a septic blows up, something happens, right? You have to replace the septic system. Maybe the city is like, hey, you can't replace the septic. You have to tap in, a couple $100,000 for that. So we want to make sure, let's say we bring in even $2 million to the table, $300K for capital expenses. That would be a 6.6% return on the money. So really not great, right? Because if I have to divide that by $2 million, which is my total down cash to close, my rate of return is 6.6%. That's not great. But what I like about this deal is the scale. And so if I increase my rents from 300 to 375 in year one, I'm increasing my NOI by $100,000 by doing that increase, by raising it from 300 to 375, which I would say most people, you could get a $75 increase in your marketplace, because 300 is really low. And so if I go up to 375, I'm increasing my NOI by $100,000. I'm at $506,000 a year now. And now, but my debt service stays the same, $272,250. I'm now at $176,000 NOI. Again, I'm going to do that math again to make sure. 506 minus 27250, 500. 506 minus 272,250. Okay. That's 233,000, right? With the new rent increase. So if I have the new rent increase, my now cash flow is 232,750. Now I divide that by 2 million. I'm at 11% return. Now I'm going to recheck my math on that because that doesn't seem right, but 375 times 173 times 12 times 0.65 minus my debt service. Oh, I got to put my expenses in there. I'm so dumb. Minus 2. Excuse me on that. Okay, so 375 times 173. Sorry, having a brain fart. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, I had my expenses in there, so 272. Yeah, that's why I love this deal. The scale. So I'm at, if I raise my rent $75 in each unit, I'm now at a 12% return, which you could do in that 11% return, which I could do in that market. So again, that's why I love that deal, and that's why I would pay $5 million for it. $6 million would be a stretch, but I did offer him $6 million because I wanted to gauge interest. and see if he actually would sell at that number. Now, if you look at it from a price per pad breakdown, $6 million, and that's how people look at it usually. They don't really go into the full nuance of that, but that's a 34 a pad. Like, that's a deal in my opinion. Because if we offered $6 million, and we paid $6 million for it, and we were able to get 173 times 375, which again, I feel good about us getting that in that market. So now we'd be at 6 million, and we got debt on it. We would owe 3.9 to the bank. Our debt service would be 3.9 million. Okay, let's say we had a 7% interest rate. Interest in a 30-year AM. Again, conservatively, this is just off. Our debt service would be 321, 750. So that's what we would owe the bank if we paid $6 million, roughly. Again, I'm just doing this quickly here. So if we had that, we already calculated our NOI. Our gross income would be, 778. So 778 would be the gross. And then 30 times 35% for expenses, we're down to $506,000 in NOI. So then to determine your cash flow, you want to take your debt service and you're just going to subtract it. And again, guys, I'm doing this as I'm on the call with them because I can then determine you'd be at $181,000, $250 in cash flow. Okay, at $6 million, you'd be putting $2.1 million down plus the extra. So let's say an extra $200,000. You're putting $2.3 million down. Cash to close. So now I take $181,250 divided by 2.3 million. That would be a 7.8% return. Cash on cash return. I would take that deal all day long at 6 million because of the scale. Now I just got to convince the seller to do it. So I hope that kind of helps you get an idea of where my head's at, where I'm thinking at when I'm doing these deals. And that's why I brought the whiteboard in. I want to kind of help explain that and how I'm able to come up with offers so quickly. All right, on to calling. If you found value in that, please comment because I'll do more of that, explain more of that as we go. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, let's go to our offers tab. Yes, hi, good morning, Judith. How are you? This is Spencer Davidson circling back. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, feel free. Hopefully, available this afternoon to discuss to see where we're at. Um, okay, that sounds good, Judy. I appreciate it. Yep. All right. Bye bye. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, again, like, subscribe. I don't know. Like I mentioned, I think I'm going to start moving this onto a school platform. You know, essentially, I just want to build a community of like-minded people that are looking to acquire more real estate, looking to maybe get their first deal, maybe looking to wholesale a deal, maybe looking to whatever that might be. And I really want to help do that. And so I'd rather do it in a community where I know who's watching every single day, and that way we can communicate. And I can do, you could be a part of that live calling every day, as well as maybe a weekly coaching call or a weekly conference call. I can break down your deals that you've got to see if it makes sense. I can help you with the disposition to see if we have any buyers for you. Whatever it might be, I think that would be a better use of everyone's time to build that like-minded community. Again, I appreciate you watching. We're definitely going to keep posting more videos, but I think as far as like the behind the scenes stuff that I've got going on, instead of putting it out there to the world, I'm going to bring it into a tight knit community. So again, comment below or make a comment, school, SKOOL, if that's something you feel like you would join. Again, I just really want to start moving that forward and moving that community forward. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you like the deal breakdown. And again, I appreciate y'all watching. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, whatever. And we'll see you in the next one.